everybody. This is is it 12?
I think it's day 12, yeah.
Of our daily plant chore, life of shop owners.
We really haven't decided, I guess, if we're going to continue doing it or not. We haven't really discussed it.
We probably should plan on talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? You'll have to let us know. Should we continue?
I've had a really good time. And you know what? Honestly, it helps us prioritize the plant chores. So because we know we have to make the video, we're getting all the things done.
Right. It's kind of nice. Yeah, it really kind of keeps you accountable.
Yeah. Oh, you bringing me a new patient?
Yeah, if you were here from day 11, you saw that we pruned. We took a lot of time to prune this one up. And so this one's next up on the pruning block.
Here's my question though. Like, these still look okay. So I'm just getting the obviously brown ones. Or are these going to be bad tomorrow?
No, I would say if you just want to cut off the ones that you don't think look good.
Okay.
And I'm going to put this one up back at the top to get better light.
Remember,
we'll see if we can get some more flowers.
Remember, he said just throw them on the ground and he's going to take care of it. So
I need to water up here though too.
Yes.
I need to water bad.
These guys?
I need to water, yeah, just the
mums.
The mums in general, yeah.
I'm like, I know we're caught up inside with the watering.
No, yeah, don't have anything to do outside.
It's so nice out today.
That's one of the reasons why we had to come out here. It was such a good idea.
We were going to do it inside. So I'm going to be shaping this up. You're going to be...
I'm going to do a little repot.
Doing a repot for a surprise. It caught me by surprise how good it looks in the spot that we're putting it in. It's a very unusual spot. I don't think most people would put a plant where we're about to put a plant.
It's funny though, because when we can tell the story a little bit later, but yeah, I won't spoil it. But yeah, I think it's really interesting.
Me too.
I really like it.
And it's going to be pretty much a focal point for that area and for videos.
Yeah, I would say so.
A lot of videos there.
It's going to show up quite a bit. I gathered my supplies ahead of time. So the plant that we're going to be doing, nothing crazy and special. This is a Birdsnest fern. We love the way that these look. They're
I think it's pretty special being that size.
It's a big sized one for sure. But I mean, it's not like an uncommon or a rare.
It's a low light tolerant fern, and we're really going to put it through the paces here.
Yeah, we'll show you guys our strategy once it's easier to explain it.
Yeah.
Like visually rather than talk about it. But anyway, I'm going to be repotting this. And of course, you guys, we're going into terracotta. What do you know about it?
Patina.
Of course we're using terracotta.
Terracotta.
Yeah, I got this back from our old, I almost said the old woodshop pile. I got this from the terracotta pile. Some people have a woodshop pile. Some people have a craft room. We have a terracotta pile, terracotta room.
I'll take it. Hey, speaking of, how about these terracotta color pom-poms
Those are really nice. It's
today.
A great orange. I really like your outfit today.
Isn't it such a great,
Yeah.
It's perfect for this time of year, but truth be told, I love terracotta all times of year.
Yeah, me too.
It looks good with white, it looks good with navy, it looks good with black, it looks good with jeans.
Yeah, I really enjoy terracotta, which is funny because I think I've told you this before, but when I was growing up,
you hated orange?
I really did not like the color orange.
Which is funny because, first of all, our kids grew up in Prosper.
That's right. So their rival
green.
Was orange. Yeah.
Salina is orange. Where do we live?
In Salina.
Our store's in Prosper, but yes, we live in Salina.
Yeah.
And my kids to this day, especially our oldest Noah, will not have anything to do with orange.
No.
Because Prosper and Salina used to be rivals.
Right.
So it's pretty funny how it's like in the school system here that we don't like that color, you know?
We don't mess around with that orange.
But now it's like the centerpiece of our our decor.
Everything's orange. So I have a little tip for you guys about
big old orange couch in there.
About repotting low light plants. If you know you're going to be putting it in low light. I'm not talking about those plants, in the store that say, they're for low light. That's actually not a thing, by the way.
Nothing is for.
A side tip. There are plants that will tolerate low light, but
nobody likes it.
There aren't any plants that thrive or prefer a low light scenario compared to a bright light scenario.
I consistently see in our customer group, it was doing good under my grow light or in my south facing window, but I got scared and moved it.
Yeah, I
haven't quite
debunked that, or not debunked that one, but really figured that one out. a
Like
lot
if
of
it's
times I
doing
think
good, leave
we
it.
self-sabotage. Yeah, where it's
We
like
make it more
things are going-
complicated than it
Yeah,
needs
like it
to
can't be this easy. You know, I better, you know, repot it or do some project with it, or I saw this online and it has, you know.
Yeah.
But the tip was, if you know you're going to be putting a plant in low light, my tip is to make your soil drain a little bit faster. The reason is because, you know,
Processing time.
the processing time. So the brighter your light, the faster the water is going to be sucked out of your soil by the plant.
But if you know you're putting it in low light.
So the opposite rings true. So the lower the light, the slower the water processing time.
I get it.
And the longer your soil stays wet, the increased risk you have of root rot.
The dreaded root rot.
Root rot. So root rot comes from a lack of oxygen in the soil, lack of airflow in the soil.
This is the third time I've heard you talk about root rot today, by the way.
I talk about root rot every day.
The rot.
Every day, yeah. It's just, well, it's the number one thing that people get wrong, especially
Yeah.
beginners, you know. So
Yeah.
it's a subject that comes up a lot. And it's like, you try to explain it in so many different ways because, like,
Some way will make sense to someone.
some way is going to make sense, you know. I just try to explain it in as many ways as I can, and hopefully it'll
Hope for the best.
resonate with somebody. But so even for this, like for this fern, under normal conditions, you plant them in very moisture retentive soil. That's just the go-to, because the plant doesn't really have any other way to store water. It can only store water in the soil. So you usually plant ferns in high moisture retention soil.
Right.
But because we're putting in low light, I prefer to put these, and this is not scientific, this is just a personal preference.
This is also not a fern that behaves like a typical fern.
Yeah, but I like to put them in faster draining soil because knowing that it's going to be in low light, I'm going to help combat that root rot issue by just putting it in a mix that drains a little bit faster.
And checking before you water.
And checking before you water. It's not like I'm going to have to water all the time because it's in low light, you know, so a lot of people argue like, well, if you put it in faster draining soil, you're going to have to water all the time. But this is something that we've been doing for a long time. But because it's in lower light, you really don't end up having to water any more frequently than a moisture retentive soil in bright light.
Right.
If that makes sense, right? Anyway, I'm going to put my little bottom layer down here. Just a little, I don't know, inch or two of soil. My mixture here is 2 parts peat moss. You can also substitute that with houseplant soil. That's why I was fumbling on that. And 1 part orchid bark and 1 part perlite. So there is some moisture retention in there, but the orchid bark and the perlite are going to help it drain a little bit faster. I heard some critters out here.
I did.
Something stomping around. Now that I have my little base layer, I'm going to be putting down our mycorrhizae, our Bigfoot granular transplant root inoculum from Bigfoot mycorrhizae.
That's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. I'm just going to sprinkle some. I know you have to have it come in contact with the roots for it to work. This is going to help the plant grow faster beyond your fertilizer. You use it in conjunction with your fertilizer, but it's also going to help combat root rot, all sorts of fun things. So you notice I'm also not going up in pot size very much.
It doesn't need it.
Yeah, that's also due to the lower light, because if I were to put this in like a much larger pot, then because there's so much soil around the roots are going to stay wetter longer because the soil is staying, because there's more soil to stay wet, right?
So
by
that's
keeping
what
it in
suffocates the roots.
So I'm using a faster draining potting soil and a smaller pot to combat root rot for my plant that's going in low light, I guess is the long and short of it all. Now I'm just going to work it in to the little cracks.
I deadheaded one that was not ready. Sorry about that.
Oh, I thought you were going to, oh, that's okay. It definitely happens a lot.
Well, no, I wasn't saying sorry to you. I was talking to the plants.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
That's more appropriate.
You have no idea how many times I've done that.
Oh, yeah. So
in real life.
I'm sure all of us have.
At the shop, too.
I know.
Sometimes it feels like you need to have like a ceremony after that because it feels so bad.
Yeah, an apology.
Yes.
Especially when you're like moving fast, it happens quite often.
The plant was just living its best life, doing all the things it was supposed to do.
Now you put me in this light to do a job. I was just trying to grow the leaves here.
And you meant to get my neighbor, and you got me instead.
You come by, yeah. I didn't do the crime, but I'm doing the time. The heck? Just like that, it's ready to go. I should probably water it in though as well.
That's so easy.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna water it in also. You wanna creep? You wanna keep the crowd entertained while I grab some water?
I can tell them about our plans for tonight.
Tell them.
Kind of excited about it. So, you know, we live in a small town in North Texas. And so football is a very big deal here. And it was a very big part of like our kids growing up. All of our kids, our older kids, all three of them went to the local school district here. And we have a lot of like school pride. We're kind of known for football, definitely known for our crazy state-of-the-art, very expensive stadium. And Lily, our 18-year-old, is seeing a boy, their friends, whatever, you know, who plays football on one of the football teams here. Because now we have 3 high schools. Before we only had 1. So we're going to go sit with his family and watch him play. It's not awkward because I know his mom.
Yeah.
And that's how they
like
met.
A first meeting or anything?
Yeah, no. It'll be very comfortable. Don't worry, babe.
I'm going to water this old boy in. Oh yeah, another trick with the ferns over here. You see how it has this crown right down in the middle? Looks like a really fun place to water, like you're supposed to water there.
Totally. If I didn't know, I would totally water that.
Yeah, avoid watering that center crown.
Different if you're keeping your plant outside or it's in nature.
Yeah. Yeah, because usually the argument is like, well, Tanner...
Nobody's protecting that.
In nature, it gets rained on in the middle. What you're talking about is total bull. But outside, these plants, like when the rain hits the center part right here, what do we have? We have extra light because you're outside, it's brighter. Extra heat because you're outside. Extra airflow, all of these like
wind.
Elements. Yeah, all these things that we don't have inside.
Oh yeah.
Are drying out the plant before the problem sets in, which is crown rot.
Yeah.
But you know, so inside we don't have those things. So you might as well just avoid watering the center right here because
it doesn't need it anyway.
If it doesn't dry out fast enough, it's gonna rot out. So you might as well just water the soil.
The roots need it.
Yeah, just because something happens in nature doesn't mean it should happen in your house.
Yeah. Really, plant care is root care.
I mean, that's what it is. Plant care is root care.
Yeah.
That's why I always say, have you ever heard me say, the health of the roots is the health of your plant?
Absolutely.
Hey, everyone gets so worried about what's going on up here. I mean, rightly so. It's like what you can see. But the long and short of it really is like, if you've got healthy roots, you've got a healthy plant. You have got unhealthy roots.
And if you have a root,
plants.
You might get a shoot.
True. From time to time. Yeah, you're really on one tonight.
I got it.
Roots and shoots.
Like,
could be
a
like
lot of times,
a houseplant board game.
Even like shoots and ladders.
Yeah.
Even when, you know, people have brought in their orchids to you, and they're like, "Oh, I just have one healthy root," and you're like, "That's good. This is great.
A shot.
Yeah, you've got a shot."
Yeah, that happens a lot with. Well, it doesn't happen a lot with orchids, but yeah, there is something really moving down by there. I think it's just the squirrels chasing.
I think that was my foot this time.
No, I can see things moving over there.
Oh, it's shocking to me, like especially when we're upstairs, you can see the movement. The trees move; they sway.
Yeah, when it's a little
so
windy,
much. Yeah, I had no idea that trees really move that much. I thought like the leaves and the branches, but like I'll see the whole trunk doing this.
Yeah, you can really some of the younger trees, especially the ones that are thinner, they move a lot. Yeah, they move a lot. Well,
yeah, this tree trunk. We're not going nowhere.
Well, you know, like the skyscrapers and stuff. Do you know how much movement they account for?
No.
I think during winds, I don't know. I could be butchering
but they
it
move
by
a
saying
lot.
it out loud, but I want to say they sway like maybe like 20 feet or so.
No.
Like they sway big right up at the top.
How do you not notice when you're inside?
And again, maybe I'm exaggerating with the 20 feet. I want to say it's 20 feet.
20
Some
centimeters.
of those really big, one of those really big, I don't know. But I know it's several feet at least.
Dang.
But it sways so much.
What's going to be key about this, it has to have a saucer.
I've got a saucer for it.
Okay, good. Because where it's going can't get ruined by accidental drips.
No, definitely no.
It's one of my
accidental
favorite
drips.
pieces of furniture in the house.
Yeah, I really like that one too. But like I was saying with the orchids, a lot of the times people will like burn the foliage.
Oh yeah,
or,
because they put it in
it'll
direct
die, and they're like, I've
sun.
only got roots. What do I do? It's funny. I do have experience with that. I have regrown an orchid that was just roots, no leaves at all. The nice thing about the Phalaenopsis orchids that a lot of people don't realize, I think, is the roots photosynthesize too, which is why they're green.
And why they're in clear pots a lot.
A lot of the times why they're in clear pots. So if
Look
you've
at
got,
me. I'm done already.
hey, it's looking good. Much better than it was.
Wait, am I not done? No, there's a couple crispies. Sorry.
So as long as you have some healthy roots, like with your Phalaenopsis orchid, I know there's lots of different orchids, but with this one particularly,
The grocery store orchid.
yeah, the regular grocery store orchid. Yeah, as long as you've got healthy roots, you've got a shot. So it took about 2 years, but a lady gave me an orchid that had no leaves, just the roots. And about 2.5 years later, it was flowering again for the first time. So it can be done.
It can be.
And I'm sure you could do it in a faster time than that, but under my conditions, about 2.5 years was the one.
Tanner got a haircut today.
What do you guys think?
I like it. I thought you were going a little bit longer.
We're keeping it pretty long on the top.
Yeah.
And
Tanner got
it
a
grows really
haircut
quickly.
and Erika lost a nail.
Yeah.
I was going to do everything. I was going to do the repot like this and just not say anything. But then I decided that would be really funny.
Well, Erika had a great idea to just do this outside. We were set up to do it inside,
I wanted to be out here.
but it's just so nice outside. You couldn't pass it up. I think I could probably help you with some of these blooms, and then once we're done here, then we can go show them inside.
I
How
don't
about
think we
that?
have much left to go.
We can always grab another one too if we need to.
True. He's trying to get me to work more, y'all.
So since we haven't really talked about doing the vlog longer, what are your thoughts on it? I haven't really, other than what you just said earlier.
I like it. I think we should keep it up.
Really?
Maybe stretch it to 30 days.
30 days, so just commit to like 2 more weeks. Is it, watch us this becomes something that we really enjoy, and like 3 years down the road, we're like, okay, we're gonna try this out for 1 more week. It could be like the running.
Well, remember
running
our
joke.
live sales.
Yeah, our live
You
sales are
didn't-
kind of that way too.
You didn't want to do anymore, but I made you.
Yep, that's true.
And it's become a very strong part of our business.
Yeah, I've really been enjoying the daily vlogs too. The one thing so what I struggle with is that, like, because I've looked into this before where people do daily vlogs. I've always been intrigued by the idea of it because of like, one of my favorite things about social media is like the journaling aspect of it.
Totally.
Like years down the road, even we see it even to this day. Like we enjoy when, like the time hop. It's not called time hop anymore. What is it? Just on Facebook.
Memories.
Just memories. Yeah. Where you get to see what you did years ago or whatever. Oh, remember this time? It's fun to recollect.
Yeah,
and
this
all
whole
that.
week we're at the Oregon coast, usually for the last 10 years.
I know we've been reminiscing and envied this past week because we usually go to Oregon for my birthday.
It's pretty nice here too, though.
It is really nice here, so I can't complain too much. But
Can I just say one thing that I really, to your point, this is kind of morbid because this lady was murdered by her husband.
God,
But I don't remember her
buckle
name.
up, kids.
He was terrible. He had a girlfriend and so got rid of his wife and kids, and I think she was pregnant. I don't remember. Put her in the oil thing.
Oh, the Colorado guy. I remember that one.
Yes, Watts. That was their last name.
Okay.
But she was big on social media because that was her business. She was in network marketing.
Oh, yeah.
So they had so many videos and memories of her that way, sharing her life on social media. So it's kind of
I think that's something that's going to be unique, and
I mean, hopefully, God willing, nothing like that ever happens to us.
No, I'm not saying that will be unique, but what I was getting at was like, I know my great grandpa, like I know I spent some time with him, like when he was in his like, 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Like during his
I never knew any of mine.
I didn't know much about him other than what I was told or heard from,
I didn't know mine at all.
So how cool would it be if it was like my great grandpa's name was Lester? Like, oh yeah, Lester had a YouTube channel. He used to talk about. He was really into woodworking. He was talking about woodworking, or he really enjoyed fly fishing and stuff like that.
Oh, I would have.
So it's like
I would do just about anything to see my grandma
right
doing what she loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how cool would that? I feel like that'll be a neat thing to leave behind.
If your kids like you.
Hey kids, do you like us? Are you watching this later on? We're all gone. We've gone on. I hope you guys are taking care of the plants while we're gone.
Yeah, especially my Hoyas.
You take care of your mom's Hoyas? You know what? If you killed it, no big deal. It's not a problem.
I'll just haunt you.
Yeah, that's the only thing you have to worry about.
Woo! I'm practicing because I know they'll kill it.
Who do you think would have the best chance at keeping something alive right now? Like if something
Lily,
were to happen.
100%.
That's what I was going to say too. Lily's the only one that's really taken to the plants.
Yeah, I mean, they dabble. The other ones dabble.
They all dabble. I think they all probably have a plant or two in their lives, but
oh, for sure.
Lily's the one that gets excited and disappointed if she doesn't get a plant. The other day we got these Hoya in that were, her favorite color is pink, and we got a really pink Hoya in, and she was there when we unboxed them, and she was like, I don't have this one. And I was like, well,
get it now.
She hadn't clocked in for work because we were actually on our way to a different appointment.
She was off that day with us.
She was off. It was her day off, but she decided to help us, and she was like, instead of paying me, can I just have one of these Hoya? And I'm like, sure. And then later, maybe like an hour later, we dropped them on the app, and they sold out. They sold out in 45 seconds, and she immediately got sad. Like,
I think we had.
She didn't say she was sad, but it came across her face,
I think we had 30 of them.
Yeah.
That sold like that. Boom, boom, boom.
They sold out really, really fast.
45 seconds.
Yeah, Lily would probably keep track of your Hoya. She's got those grow lights. She knows what she's doing.
Oh yeah, we taught her well. She's got a bioorb in her room.
She does. She's got a little terrarium.
This is our 18-year-old that I was just saying we're going to go see her friend play football tonight.
Yeah, her non-friend. And we're giving up the Mike Tyson fight. The Mike Tyson, what's that guy's name again?
I'm
Jake
surprised.
Paul or Ryan Paul?
I'm surprised he didn't TKO after that slap.
Did you see it's Jake Paul,
yeah.
Right? Jake Paul, did you see what he did after?
No.
This is the only thing I saw on TikTok.
Razzing him or something?
No, he sat down and meditated right after. And I was like...
That's all show.
That's what I was saying too. I'm like, okay.
Well, when I told you he got slapped, you were like, Jake Paul probably told him to do that for views.
I'm sure it was coordinated. Make him look like he hates you, man. We'll get so many more people to this event, watching on the event. I'm sure they get some sort of
bonus.
Bonus for viewership or something like that.
I think we're good, babe.
So, but as soon as I saw them meditating, I was like, oh yeah, that was totally staged.
Fake and phony.
Had to be staged.
Yeah.
All right.
What's funny about Jake Paul is our girls had all his merch.
Oh, all his merch.
They were all into the Paul brothers when they were YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we didn't even care about YouTube or social media or anything. And now look at you.
What do you say we keep this one down here? Because this is actually what we look out of, from the window right here.
That's a good idea.
So let's leave this. And we'll go show them where we're putting our bird's nest fern.
Okay. Here's my fear.
Huh.
Tomorrow I come out here and they're all dead and I have to, instead of just...
That's okay. Well, they look nice right now. That's what matters.
I guess it's not really a fear. I don't care that much.
Yeah. All right.
We own a plant shop. We know where to get plants.
We know where to get more. And then I'll come back out and clean everything up and all that.
Okay.
How so? How do you like it?
Let's do it.
Okay, do you need me to show you how to take the camera
I'll hold
off?
this. You take the camera off.
This is kind of heavy.
I'm good. I can pick it up.
Okay. There you are.
Now that I only have 9 nails on, my hands are a little lighter.
You're not worried about it? All right. You ready to go inside?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Ooh, this one's going to be a chore and a half.
Yeah, she's a little a little crispy.
Oh, I love how it smells in here.
They smell nice, doesn't it?
What's up, Tina?
Tina, once again, feeling better. I know a lot of you have asked. Thank you, appreciate it. She's doing really, really well, huh, Tina? Okay, so where are we gonna put it? Tanner, I don't see any place for you to put a plant. Where could it possibly go?
Oh, I do.
Hmm.
Oh, let's do this part first. This is the bottom.
Yeah. Do you want to trade me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to stress my knee out
Yeah, I think that's smart.
too much. Where?
Right here.
Look at that. Keep going.
Yeah, tell me when it's centered up.
That looks good.
That's pretty good.
We need to clean the table so you could really appreciate it more.
Isn't that such a neat idea? Yeah, it's definitely.
Turn off
kind of
that
a dirty
light because
table.
there's a big reflection.
Oh, okay.
The grow lights.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can see it a little bit better.
Yeah, so
That's the right idea. It looks almost like an imprinted tape, like it's got a bunch of, you know.
yes.
You've seen those coffee tables that have like plants growing up in them. That's kind of what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
But that's the one. Now, I think it should be noted that we're not expecting this plant to thrive here all the time. The plan is, this is one of our little tricks that I was telling you about earlier, is that we are going to be playing musical chairs. Also, in case you were wondering, it doesn't hit your knees when you come in. I mean, I guess it could if you had long enough legs, but
Probably hit mine.
how fun is it going to be to like eat dinner and you got a big old plant right here?
Oh,
So we're going to
Tina has
get
to come look.
we're going to get another low light tolerant plant. Probably not another fern. I think we're going to go with an aglaonema.
Something upright though.
Yeah, something upright has the same sort of structure just like this. And we're gonna put one right here. This is like the low light spot where nothing would thrive all the time. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the other one in the window over here, I believe, or maybe in the cabinet, someplace where it's gonna get much brighter light
For recovery.
for recovery. And then yeah, every time we water one of the plants, we'll just switch them. So then that one in the bright light's gonna come down to the low light's gonna go recover in the bright light. So that's kind of our plan right now.
Perfect.
What'd you guys think? Let us know what you think in the comments. Is it a good idea? Bad idea? Neutral? I don't know.
It'll do great.
We'll keep you guys updated as always with.
We're professionals.
Yeah, we're professionals. We'll keep you updated on how it's going, and we'll have to do a repot of the aglaonema once we get it.
Let's update them on this marginata we've been watching.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
I don't see any die off today.
I've seen a couple. So there's